Dennis Peterson. When you add the structure of Scientology with a single person on the top who must be obeyed at all times, the camps with barbed wire and guards, and the gigantic arrogance that a lot of Scientologists feel towards non-Scientologists, would you say that there is an element of Nazism and/or fascism in Scientology? Hey, this was a good opportunity for me to bust out something I haven't used in a long time. I actually produced this glossary when I was in the Church of Scientology for the course room for the Sea Org guys at the Central Training Organization in Los Angeles. And I made this graphic and produced this little, booklet here. And it has all the different isms defined in it. And it was for use, like I said, in the course rooms, right? And it covers all these different things. And I put it together and had a lot of fun typesetting this whole thing. It's one of the first things I ever made as far as a printed piece of work other than org magazines. Anyway, and in it is a whole section on fascism. So let's just take a look at this for those out there who might wonder what this word actually means. Fascism is a form of government that attempts to bring a country into one disciplined force under an all-powerful leader. This leader promises to overcome all obstacles to create a glorious future for the country. The people are forced to follow the leader without question, and he is respected almost as if he were godlike. Such obedience is demanded, and violence and force are used to overcome enemies and obtain compliance. In fascism, there is the belief that their country is superior to all others, and that the people of that country are a more intelligent, stronger, and more perfect race of people. In Germany in the 30s and 40s, the fascist movement was called Nazism. So, could you tell the difference between Nazism and Scientology while I was reading that definition? I couldn't. I mean, other than the fact that this was referring to running a country rather than a religious sect or group or cult. If Scientology had its way, then that is how things would be and how things would be run. And while we don't have a lot of instances of overt violence being committed against public Scientologists, we do see that at the upper levels. And what you see happen at the upper levels of Scientology always filters down and rolls down to the staff and then the public levels. And there's really no reason to think that the violence and abuses and civil and human rights abuses that occur in the Sea Org wouldn't eventually filter down to the public through the staff, which has already happened many times, and down to the public level. So force, table banging, yelling, screaming, this sort of thing occurs as a routine action at all levels of Scientology. So it's not an exaggeration to talk about the use of force or violence in Scientology in order to accomplish its ends. And the funny thing is, to me, in reading that and having put that together, it never occurred to me when I was in Scientology, while I was typing out fascism there and typesetting that I was in a fascist system. It is so scary, our capacity to be able to justify or rationalize our beliefs and ideas and the ways that we go about enforcing those beliefs and ideas. And when we are convinced that we're on the side of good and right, anything is justifiable or rational, able to be rationalized. Anything. Because I made that while I was in a fascist system. And it never even dawned on me that I was in a fascist system. Because I don't know what that says about me. I don't know what that says about people in general or our ability to do that. But it's kind of terrifying as far as I'm concerned. But it is what it is. And yes, I do believe that I would answer this question very much in the affirmative, that Scientology is if you were going to take it and make it into a political system, it would be a fascist state. And as we've said many times, it would be comparable to how North Korea is run. That would be a good model of how a Scientology country would look.